Hey guys, welcome back to Tea Time with Honey. We are still doing the social distancing thing, so I am calling in from my place all the way across town, and Chris is here with me.
Well, across more than one town.
Yeah, a couple of towns. But yeah, so we've got bullshit and things as per usual to talk about. More coronavirus nonsense. And oh my god, okay, so like there's such a huge lack of communication between like the government and everybody else. And honestly, it's enough to drive everybody insane.
I would wholeheartedly agree with that, just based off of I've watched the Sunday press conference twice now, and just going through the press conference the second time and paying attention a little bit more to the assholes in the feed that are... I know that Trump's talking about there being this sense of unity in the country and all sorts of races and creeds are coming together in a way that nobody's ever seen before. I don't know if you read that feed.
But yet he's over here calling it the China virus and the Wuhan virus and sparking all kinds of racial hate towards the Asian communities.
Which we will get to later on. Yeah, no, I...
And he's been called out on it, and he's over here like, oh, that's because it comes from China. You saw that?
Yes.
With the China?
Yeah.
He is such a cartoon character. It's embarrassing.
And my son did a very good job of making a depiction of him, which we're going to use as the cover for this particular week's podcast.
Yeah, I love it.
All praise Ben. You can't see me.
Yeah.
You can't see me bow to you like Wayne from Wayne's World. We're not worthy. The press conference in general, it as with most press conferences for Trump, it felt a little self-serving. I appreciated. There's two doctors that got to talk a little bit. One I really liked, and the other one I kind of said, I know you've got a lot of experience, but I don't like you. Dr. Fulci, I liked him.
Yeah.
He's the no bullshit guy, the guy that basically says what is happening and doesn't try to put a positive spin on it.
Yeah.
You know, it's all facts, no positive spin. And the girl, I think her name's Dr. Donna Bricks. Is it Donna Bricks or Deborah Bricks?
Let me look into that. Let me see.
I think last name is spelled Brix. Either way, the way that she talks, it kind of makes me feel like she doesn't think we're doing enough to really help or really work towards a goal of, bringing the mortality rate down.
Yeah.
We're going to do what we're doing right now, but we're going to do it better.
Like, what the fuck is that? What is that supposed to mean? They're not doing anything, so they're going to do nothing better?
Well...
Like, they're not communicating properly. They're not getting the testing that we need. They refused the WHO's vaccines and testing and all of that so that the fucking CDC could make their own and make a profit off of it.
Yeah, I thought they were having some issues.
And now the CDC is failing.
I thought they were having issues with the CDC because of the funding that's been pulled from them. They've shut down so many offices.
Exactly. Trump fucking fired the entire pandemic response team in 2018. And now we're seeing the fucking repercussions of it.
Closed offices around the world.
I think it's fucking hilarious how all of a sudden all the Republicans and everyone's like all gung-ho about fucking socialism. Where's our $1,000 checks, Mr. Trump?
From what I gathered, he said they would be out in about 3 weeks. They're sending
we're going to get taxed on that.
Well, apparently they're sending the money out to state governments, and then the state government, IRS is supposed to deliver our checks to us, which he feels is not going to get us the checks in time. That being said,
of course not. They're able to give over $1 trillion to fucking Wall Street to bail them out, but they can't fucking work out some kind of medical plan or some like backup plan for emergencies like this.
Well, look.
Like, God forbid we get hit with something worse 2 years from now. What are they gonna do?
You saw the underlying parts of the conference was about the economy and getting the economy back to where it was. He wants life back to what it was when our economy was the best that it had ever been. That's what he wants, because he wants to leave his presidency being able to tout the fact that he had the best economy in the history of our country.
The only people the economy is good for, or was good for, in the past, like, couple of years, is rich people. Fucking, like, it's the 1%. That's the only people that the economy's been good for.
The 0.5%.
And all the fucking Trump supporters who are like, oh, the economy's great, the stock market is doing fantastic. Like, they're all literal fucking bootlickers.
Bootlickers, ass kissers. Hello, Mr. Trump. Is my nose far enough up your ass? Hello, Mr. Trump. Can I kiss your ass again? Did I kiss that cheek? I've kissed this one. Okay, can I kiss the other cheek? Did I get a little spray tan on my face? What's going on?
God damn.
The only thing...
Like, Trump's over here fucking, like, talking about or complaining about the rise in supply and demand for medical supplies like masks and sanitation supplies and fucking gloves and all that extra shit for, like, hospitals in New York and shit. Fucking, he's talking about how it went from, like, what was it, 10, 20,000 to over 300,000 units?
Right. So, I mean, if we figure that we're talking, like, we're in the
middle of a pandemic. Of course, supply and demand is going to spike exponentially.
One lab company...
What I want to know...
Oh, go ahead, sorry.
Oh, sorry. What I want to know is, if they're all so concerned about the stock market, why aren't they taking their stocks right now and reinvesting them into sanitation companies that are doing fucking phenomenally right now?
Oh, well, you've probably read articles about that, too. You heard that several people kind of looks like they got wind of what was going to happen and the fact that the economy was going to go right down the shitter. And just before this coronavirus thing hit the fan, people were selling off their stocks in massive amounts. A big stock sell-off. Like, they got the clue. Like, somebody knew before we knew.
Yeah.
And you know that. The 1% generally get that information well before, the general American public does.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say just beforehand is they actually have one lab company that's gone on record. They're in a lot of trouble right now because they have a backlog of 160,000 tests that they haven't done yet. So if you figure that there's 160,000 tests with that one lab that have not been completed yet, we have X amount that have been completed. They have, almost a little over... Actually, we're probably nearing like 250,000 confirmed cases in the United States. So does it really...
And that number's just going to keep rising, fucking, like, because nobody's getting enough tests. Nobody's getting tested except for the people that can fucking afford the stupid amount of money it takes to fucking get tested.
Right. So 250,000 people confirmed. You have to look at that, think about how many people have gone to the doctors for the sniffles or the fact that their seasonal allergies are bothering them, thinking they have the coronavirus, because they're scared out of their fucking minds. Yep. And you weigh the fact that New York is asking for 300,000 units of masks. They're asking for a lot of PPE. And why is that? Because you have to. You have to have an ample supply on hand to...
It's not like you can fucking reuse it. Like you can't take off your gloves, wash them, sanitize them, and reuse them. Like, it's not how they work. They're disposable. Get rid of it. Start, use a new pair. Like, you have to keep changing out your gloves after everything you touch. Cross-contamination is a fucking thing. That's what people don't understand, especially, the food industry people right now. They're touching their faces, and they're touching, the counters and the food, and like they're delivering their shit. They're touching their car doors with the fucking gloves on, and they're not switching out the gloves every time they touch something.
Oh, we're starting to also...
And like they can't do that because nobody has enough.
Right. Local McDonald's doesn't seem to have any because they're not wearing gloves at all. That's fucking disgusting.
Ugh.
But I've stopped going there. If I go to a fast food restaurant and I see that they're not wearing gloves, we're done. Sorry, out of here. Honestly, shouldn't be eating fucking fast food right now anyway. I should save my money.
I should be too. I've been like browsing all of my shopping apps and everything, and I'm like, I want to spend money. I want to be a part of capitalism right now. I want to do something with myself. I want to look pretty. And it's like, well, I mean, if I'm gonna buy clothes, where am I gonna wear these clothes to? Because everything's fucking closed, and like all the apps have like nothing of interest to me right now. So like, it's whatever. I'm not spending money.
I'm not changing my clothes twice a day like I used to. I kind of time it 24 hours, time to change. That's about it.
Yeah.
I change shower to shower, so I'm still in my clothes that I passed out in yesterday after work.
I changed today.
Well, you know, if I do something that I feel is necessary to change sooner than that, maybe. I take out the dog for a walk on occasion. She'll jump on me, get a whole bunch of mess on me. I just want to feel like
a person.
I haven't felt like a human being since I got locked away in this place.
Right.
I feel like an animal in a cage, and I want the fuck out. Yeah, it's not comfortable. Yeah,
no.
I wanted to bring up, me and Ben actually watched the press conference that happened earlier on, and so we were listening to I'm tripping over my tongue. I'm trying to get my words out, and it's been a long day at work, and getting the words out, not easy at all.
I feel you.
But we are listening to Dr. Hosey, and we were realizing, I'm like, where does that voice sound familiar from? And we're realizing that he actually sounds like a male version of the secretary from Monsters, Inc. So next time you watch one of these press conferences, Roz, yeah. Next time you watch one of these press conferences, listen to his voice, and you're not going to be able to unhear it.
I hate you for that.
He's a cute little guy too, you know. He's actually he's actually under he's got extra security now because apparently his version of the truth is actually getting him in a lot of trouble, and he's getting a lot of death threats.
Sucks to suck.
Well, it sucks to be the face of anything in regards to this administration at this point in time.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's very apparent, very obvious that they fucking dropped the ball and we're in some serious shit because of it.
Yeah.
I'm talking too much. You got stuff to say. Say it out loud.
I don't know, man. I think that's pretty much about it for this half. Like, we talked about the first half. Okay, I stumbled over myself.
Before we go, I do want to just touch on that press conference from earlier, which was sort of a... it was sort of a glorified call to arms for the military because... And you watched most of the conference on Sunday, correct?
Yeah.
He foreshadowed what he was going to talk about today. The fact that...
You're right. And... Okay, so like the press conference you sent us, I started listening, and fucking like I heard like the first sentence, and I had to shut it off and wait until like the conference ended to like go back and listen to it, because like the first thing I heard was some of these states don't even have that many cases, and it's like, dude, that's because they don't have the tests to like find out who's sick. They don't have the money to be testing people. They don't have the supplies. They don't have the resources they need. That's why there aren't that many cases. I guarantee you, if you sent these people the fucking testing that they needed, there would be a lot more people who are sick.
But there was a whole conversation on Sunday where he was talking about the ramp up of suicides that will happen. He wouldn't let the experts talk about this. He said this is common sense. We don't need to hear from the experts. bad economy means a lot of suicides. And he was talking about he talked heavily about a lot of people turning to drugs and dying from drug addiction. And I felt like I could feel that he was ramping up to something. I didn't realize that there was going to be an entire press conference that was revolved around a military response to the cartels in Venezuela and Mexico.
Yeah, right? Like, that is so not our fucking issue right now. It's so not our problem right now. We need to focus on medical shit.
Not for nothing.
We need to focus on taking care of our people right now instead of trying to start another war.
We need our resources in military here. That's what we need. We need the people here in our hospitals trying to organize things, trying to keep people from flipping out in the streets. I'm watching outside. There's nobody really paying attention to this whole quarantine.
Administration, it's like they're trying to have a pissing contest with themselves.
Yeah, pretty much. Everybody's arguing amongst themselves. Nobody really seems to be on the same page. They all want to stop it. They just don't know what they're doing.
Exactly.
And it's not just Republicans. It's the Democrats too. I'm not exactly.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Fucking Joe Biden is a mess right now. No, sorry, not right now. We haven't really heard much from Joe Biden recently.
Last thing I heard from Joe, he went on record saying that he'd like to sit down and have a conversation with Trump to see what he can do to help in response to the coronavirus outbreak. He wants to sit down and have a conversation with him and work with him. And I think that looks good on him. I still say that the only way that he's going to topple, President Sweet Potato there is he's gonna need to join forces with Bernie if the two of them can let their egos put their egos aside.
You know that's not going to fucking happen.
I know it's not going to happen.
Bernie's willing to work with him, but he's such a fucking mess.
I think
with the new allegation, like the new sexual assault allegation.
Go ahead.
Can't talk. Sexual assault allegations against Biden.
Okay. Well, sexual assault allegations put aside, and I only say that because it didn't really do much to hurt Trump, did it?
No, but people actually love Trump.
Not the right people.
Not the right people, but there's a lot of stupid people in the United States.
The problem is the people that would vote for Biden aren't the kind of people that would be able to overlook that shit.
Yeah.
The people that would vote for Trump are the kind of people that would overlook that shit just because, not for much, but they're the kind of people that need to hide shit in the closet too. Not all of them. Some of them aren't smart enough. Oh my god, exactly. What the fuck am I saying? I am not a Trump supporter.
I don't know, man.
Nor am I a supporter of people that voted for Trump. And anybody that's still firmly behind him right now, you need to take a good long look in the mirror and realize this dude's been behind you, fucking you.
Oh my god. Okay, so I need to get something across here. I just got a message. I'm not doing tattoos during this quarantine. And wow. I've been getting a lot of messages from people asking if I'm willing to. And I'm like, no.
Because everybody has time on their hands. Social distancing
is the thing that I'm not going to break.
I think that Trump wants the press pool dead.
Yeah.
You know why I say that? You got to know why I say that. You watched the press conference, right? Those fucking reporters were shoulder to shoulder.
You tell our audience.
Those reporters, they were all shoulder to shoulder. There was no social distancing. He looks at the sea of reporters and goes, I like this. There's a lot of space between the chairs. There's good social distancing.
There's 2 feet between chairs.
There's no 2 feet between. Not even that.
People
were shoulder to shoulder.
Okay, yeah, no, I was thinking about the one that I sent you.
Oh, no, that's the one you sent me. If you looked, the reporters themselves, a lot of them were spaced out, but the whole group of people that came in from...
Okay, no. So I was thinking about the reporters, because, yeah.
All of Trump's
the rest of the people, no.
All of Trump's people kind of filled in the space, and people were shoulder to shoulders. So fuck the social distancing thing. We're the doctors. We're the military professionals. We can go shoulder to shoulder. We're protected.
No, I mean, they think they're fucking immaculate.
I think they got a vaccine, and we don't know about it.
They probably do. It's probably Pabst Blue Ribbon.
That is the vaccine for the masses, Pabst Blue Ribbon, because nobody's drinking that shit outside of his supporters.
Honestly,
I could see a Pabst Blue Ribbon in his meaty fucking paw. I really could. It's the best fucking beer. Can taste the skunk. Oh boy! All right, I'm done. You done?
Right. I'm good. We're gonna go on break.
We're going on break.
Take a listen to our sponsors, and we will be right back with more bullshit and nonsense.
Hopefully more nonsense than bullshit.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Alrighty, guys. Thanks for listening and staying and sticking around. Whatever the fuck bullshit. Yeah. Anyway, we're back and talking about more fucked up shit that's going on in the United States. So there's this family of Asian Americans who were stabbed at what was the place? Chris,
Sam's Club.
You have those? What was it?
Sam's Club, which is a sister store
Yep.
of Walmart.
Yeah. Okay. So like this family, along with their 2-year-old, had like this attempted murder charge. Or not charge, but like this guy tried to kill them because they're fucking Asian, and he thought they were going around fucking spreading the virus. Like it's so dumb. It's so fucking dumb. And like the Trump administration is going around calling it like the China virus and the Wuhan virus because like it came from China. Whatever the fuck. Like they don't realize that it's. Sorry.
I lost you for a second.
I got interrupted.
Go ahead.
I thought I was being talked to. I'm not. But yeah, no, fucking it's creating this whole racial prejudice against Asian Americans and well, not just Asian Americans, Asians in general.
First of all, I just need to reach out and say, Texas, you're a wonderful state. However, You don't need to lead the charge once again. It happened back on 9/11. It's happening now. You don't need to lead the charge on racial profiling and racist attacks. You just don't. That's not what you want to be known for. You got a lot of beautiful stuff down in Texas. You don't want to be known as the state with all the racist fucks that try to kill you every time something gives them a chance to.
I mean, they're already known for that, though.
Well, and mind you, this man, the gentleman that attacked this Asian American family, and mind you, Asian American family, they live in the United States. These aren't transplants from fucking China. These are people that are legitimate citizens of the United States.
Yep.
All right. Attacked by 19-year-old Jose Gomez. Okay, so this is, hey, for once, a racial attack not perpetrated by one of us white boys.
Oh my god. I was going to say, for once, it's not a white kid.
I was looking for the name. I'm looking for the name here. Look, Bubba Wayne or something, like. No, it's Jose Gomez. It was like, okay, well, that's a little bit better, but not quite.
Yeah.
It's...
I mean, I wouldn't say it's better, but...
Okay, there's nothing better about trying to stab a family to death. You're not going to get... You can't use that word. With a 2-year-old,
like, why? Come on! What's the 2-year-old going to do?
I will admit there was a split-second sigh of relief when I realized it wasn't a white guy that did it. Because not for nothing...
Honestly?
Not for nothing, we white males, Not a lot of white females. White males in general. We are like the taboo creatures right now.
Oh my god, dude, like, y'all are... Straight white men are the definition of toxicity in most conversations right now.
Florida in general is like a cesspool of white male stupidity.
Oh god, don't...
You know, you read something...
Every time some fucked up story comes out, I'm always like, let me guess, it was a Florida man.
You know? Right. That's it. Florida man, you know, every time you read a fucking fucked up headline, Florida man humps neighbor's cat, you know, it's always some white guy. So...
It's always fucked up.
But, you know, Mr. Trump ending his press conference on Sunday with, we're all in this together, you get a feeling that no. Especially with the social distancing thing, the fact that we're isolating ourselves in our homes, keeping away from people, not socially interacting. He's talking about the fact, families getting closer together and you know, more tight-knit communities and neighbor helping neighbor. I haven't seen a fucking neighbor around here trying to help anybody but themselves.
Thank you. Oh my god. Ugh.
All right? You show me neighbor helping neighbor. Of course, I don't live in the suburbs. I don't live in the middle of white bread America. I live in a city area, and I have lived in city areas and or redneck hell most of my life. I spent a good portion of time in trailers. I am happy to live in one of these apartment buildings again, let me tell you.
I believe it.
Only thing I miss is the bigger backyard. That's it.
Yeah.
You can get a lot of yard for a 3-bedroom trailer. The trade-off is the fact that you got to deal with rats, cats, and roaches. Had a possum in my house
Been there,
once.
done that, fucking...
Though, I will tell you one thing. First month in this house, in this apartment, had a bat that came inside. Got a bat inside the house somehow.
I've had a couple bats fly into my house, but that was years ago when I was living in, like, Prospect Hill or, like, Haverhill or Plastow, New Hampshire.
Never physically seen a bat in my life. That was the first experience.
I've seen a few bats, and one got stuck in my room once, and I was just terrified, stuck underneath my blanket, just like, I don't know what to do, he's gonna suck my blood!
Well, I don't think we have the blood-sucking variety of bats up here. I think those are actually primarily a product.
I was a kid, okay?
I think those are primarily a product of the South. They do have bats that they fertilize their young, I guess, or whatever, with the blood of livestock.
Okay. No, I know what you're talking about.
So there are, like, fanged bats that kind of feed off of livestock, but they don't usually attack humans, I don't think.
Yeah.
No,
I think you're right. Pretty sure you're right. I'm not gonna disagree, because...
Honestly, I'm about 75% sure of that. There's about 25% of me that wants to hop on Google right now, but I'm not gonna.
That's effort.
It's my fallback is Google, but it's like, I think I've been Googling too much lately. I just want to believe that there's vampire bats in the South, okay? I want to believe it. I don't care if it's fake news at this point. Everybody else believes a lot of fake news they shouldn't. I'm going to believe in vampire bats.
Just go with it.
Vampire bats that they're sucking on a cow's ass to fertilize their babies. Yeah, there we go.
Just go with it.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of fucked up shit in the news. And the media in general has tamed themselves on Trump. You read the news articles, and a lot of it's just sort of, hey, we're worried, why aren't you providing us more information? Hey, we're worried, why aren't you doing this? They really had a field day with his whole talk about New York and then moving... You might want to look into that. They're moving stuff out the back doors and giving things away to people and stealing shit. And, well, that's fucked up.
Yeah, right? Like, I saw that. Fucking... He's blaming medical professionals for supplies going missing, or like claiming that they're hoarding supplies and stealing supplies when they need it most.
Yeah.
Like, are you fucking kidding me, bro?
Well, I mean...
No, I get it. Like, I get where he's, like, believing that this might be happening, because, like, not everyone is a good person. But to assume that, like, it's the entire staff at a hospital that's, like, in on this conspiracy to hoard fucking supplies, get out of here.
Well, in the fact that New York pretty much has dropped the idea of Trump like a fucking bad habit. You know, maybe he's feeling a little resentful, but I don't know what's going on in his head. The fact that he acts like a child pretty much every day of his presidency doesn't mean that he is a child, right? Huh? No?
No, he is.
He is? Okay. I got another article I wanted to bring up here, and I was reading this, and I actually brought Ben into the conversation for about 2 seconds. I thought he might want to hear this. Idaho recently passed 2 anti-transgender laws the day before the Transgender Day of Visibility, which I believe was yesterday.
I thought it was today.
It's today?
No, yesterday.
Is today the 31st?
No, today's the 1st.
Okay, yeah, then it was yesterday. So yesterday was the Transgender Day of Visibility. On the 30th, March 30th, the eve of International Transgender Day of Visibility, Idaho's Republican governor, Brad Little, signed 2 bills into law that effectively limit the right of transgender state residents. One that bars people from changing the sex listed on their birth certificates, and another prohibits trans women and girls from competing in sports that align with their gender.
Wow.
The first one I'm going to say is fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
Okay, if you were born female and you feel that is a complete and biologically incorrect thing, and at some point you change to be male, you should have the right to change that on your birth certificate too.
Absolutely.
The second one, I'm about 50-50 on. Because you're talking about transgender women and females, which means that is a person that was biologically male competing in women's sports.
Yeah.
And I want to say we should treat everybody fairly, but then there's that one little thing that eats at the back of my head that says biologically this person was a male to begin with, which immediately means that people of this became
an unfair advantage, and
well, if it became an accepted practice,
it's on top of that. Like I've seen cases where like fighters or people who are competing as trans are only doing it to fucking like get that extra trophy. They're not doing it just because like that's who they are.
I do want to apologize for a second. I unplugged the device which I am using to amplify your voice. And so you said something, and it beeped you like I was censoring you. And I'm not trying to censor anything. We don't fucking censor you. So if I'm not going to censor the fucking word fuck, then why would I censor anything?
Yeah.
So that becomes like a weird moral... I don't even want to call it a moral area. Because morally, we should treat transgender women like women. Okay, if you're born a male, you feel like you're a woman, you want to be treated like a woman, you should be treated like a fucking woman. Period. The problem comes in where you have certain people that may not do well in sports as a man, and decide that they're going to go the other way, go to the extreme. Well, if I can't compete as a male, I can compete in women's sports as a man. Effectively, I don't even know what to say about that.
Effectively ruining it for everyone who truly is trans and wants to be recognized and respected in sports.
So, the question is, do we allow that, or do we create a division of sports that allows transgender individuals to compete against each other?
I feel like that's just going to make them feel outcasted and feel like they're being segregated.
Yeah, it's a real I don't know. It's not a gray area. It's a very black and white area. It's
being stuck between a rock and a hard place. Like there's no gray. I mean, there's a lot of gray area with this. Like it's a really hard subject to touch on for a lot of people, because a lot of people don't understand the logic and the science behind being transgender.
If my brain wasn't soup from a day of staring at my computer, I probably would have realized what I said was incorrect. There's a lot of gray, not black and white. I said there's no gray. There's a lot of black and white. So, I mean, just the way that I'm trying to work it out in my head, it's like, how do you act accepting, or not act, or how are you accepting of, transgender men and women, but then also have to double that up with how do we level the playing field for transgender men and women in sports that are, aligned with their chosen sexuality.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird area. It's a weird thing to talk about because there's all sorts of debate that can happen because of it. And I mean, it's like saying Kobe Bryant decided he doesn't want to play for the NBA anymore. He's decided he's transgender and he decides to play for the WNBA.
Yeah.
Is that fair to the women in the WNBA?
No, it's not. Because he's been playing with men his entire career.
Right. I don't buy the argument that some people make that, well, yeah, you're this guy who's complete shit in a men's sport. Yeah, goes and plays with women, and it's like, well, if he's a complete shit in a man's sport to begin with, and he goes and plays with professional women, they're probably going to kick his ass anyway. So let him have at it.
And by the way, did you use a Kobe Bryant reference?
Yes, I did.
Oh my God, you're so fucked up.
I think I meant to say
soon.
Well,
Yeah,
I don't know.
Whatever. But
we don't think that Kobe Bryant was transgender. We don't think that he was female, went to be male and playing a man's sport. We don't think that at all. No? No.
No.
Okay.
No.
He has plenty of beautiful kids. We can prove that he wasn't a woman to begin with. Anyway, now that I've taken the conversation and completely ground it into the ground like a cigarette butt, any other news articles?
Honestly, that's all I got right now.
I was looking through the news feed. That's the only other one that really stuck out. Oh, no, there was that one other thing that we were talking about. What was that other Trump article that I sent out to you earlier on in the week?
I have no idea. All my devices are about to die.
Well, that's about 90% my fault. I apologize. I'm having you run all your devices to get this done. The Trump administration allows companies to break pollution laws during the coronavirus pandemic.
Oh, yeah, okay, no, I remember that one being sent out. No, see, fucking, that's another thing. I knew this shit was gonna fucking happen, because nobody's being regulated, nobody has, everyone's hiding in their homes to socially distance, and fucking... Nobody's checking on anything. They're all fucking like, oh yeah, we'll do it over the video cameras and this and that, blah, blah, blah. Do you know how many blind spots there are?
Very true. I feel like that's a half of one and 50% of the other kind of situation too, because when it comes right down to it, you're going to break environmental laws if you have to ramp up production of essentially plastic material as much as they have to. So you come to, well, do we relax the laws in regards to environmental protection standards when it comes to companies that produce plastic materials so that we can make sure that we have the ventilators and the masks and the gloves that we need. Because obviously they've got to put production into overdrive to do this. And to be able to do that, you have to kind of peel back those environmental standards a little bit. You're going to violate something. Because you have to make X amount of this, X amount of that, and to be able to do that, you have to work at a rate that is well over what's currently allowed.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know. I'm sick of this shit.
I'm worried about the other things.
I'm ready to go to the movies or some shit. I want to go to the mall. I want to buy shit. I want to participate in capitalism. Oh God, I want to vomit saying that.
I want to see people face to face again, and I'm going to be the first to say this. When you told me that you were throwing up yesterday, the first thought in my head was, did she get tested? You okay? You're not dying, right?
I'm good.
You're not going to be the first one of us to drop off from this. I don't want that to happen. No.
I'm good.
Okay, you're good.
I'm good.
I'm worried about myself. I have no insurance. I'm an asthmatic, and they told me that I'm pre-diabetic. I got to lose weight. I've been losing a little bit of weight. I've been doing good about being healthy up until this fucking thing hit and I couldn't go to the gym anymore.
Yeah.
So now I have to find other things to do, but to be honest, not being able to leave my house, having to kind of stay immobile, not being able to do what I used to do to exercise, fucking sucks. I don't like not being able to see people. I don't like not being able to drag you guys over here on Sundays to talk face to face.
Yeah.
Because let me tell you something, there's nothing worse than trying to do a podcast while Omar is flipping through filters.
Oh my God. I'm sorry, Omar. It's really fucking annoying.
He did that the entire last podcast, and I kept looking up to talk to him, and he's got like the old man face on, or he's got the little bow tie on, or the girl hair
He's
on.
like Winter with that shit.
And I'm looking at him, it's like, we're trying to keep the breaks in conversation down. When I gotta take 3 seconds to process that you've just changed filters on me, it stops things. It makes the conversation a little dry. And by the way, once this is all done, I'm ready for my next tattoo. I'm going to have my boy over here design it.
All right. Sounds good.
I'm going to get it on the opposing forearm.
Good shit. Fuck yeah.
And by the way, boy over here, seeing as parentally we're allowed to let him get a tattoo when he's 16 years... Not 6. You're well past 6. 16 years old. He wants his first tattoo from you as well.
Gotcha.
So...
fuck yeah.
Right? I'm not getting that picture of Trump on my arm.
Oh my God.
No. So that's Mr. Ben over here. He's actually the artist for this week's Tea Times artwork.
Yeah.
Fuck yes.
And Omar, Mr. Omar, who we are now referring to as Mr. Maestro. He's got his nickname now.
Okay.
Because he's going to start delivering some music for the ends of our podcasts, so on and so forth.
Good shit.
He's providing the intro music for today's podcast, which you listened to on the way in.
I did. And I dig it.
So I guess, are we done today?
Yes. I guess that's it for today.
I mean, I'm sure that there's more shit hitting the fan, but we'll find plenty to talk about next week, too.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And we usually bitch on the second half of the Cinematic Anarchy podcast.
Yeah. So, I'm taking over everywhere.
Right?
All right.
Why not? I mean, get your voice out there as much as you can.
Fuck it.
All right, and look for Miss B here on TikTok, Instagram. You don't have anything, you don't have a private page up on Facebook, do you?
No. TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Honey Be Kind.
You should think about starting a business page on Facebook for your artwork and your tattooing.
I should. I haven't. I did a while ago, and I kept forgetting to take pictures of my work, and I'm just like, you know what? I'll just be my own portfolio since I do my own work anyway. Fuck it, whatever.
I called the
Let me see your work. What did you do? Just look at me.
I called I called the dog over to me a little earlier, and we were talking about doing the Tea Time with Honey podcast today, and my girl, my daughter Serenity here, mentioned that we should call one of our podcasts Tea Time with Honey and Sugar.
Yes. Yes.
She likes to interject every once in a while and jump on you when you're over here. So
I love her.
So, well, thank you for having me on your podcast here today, Miss B.
All right, thanks for joining me. Thank you, guys, for listening and sticking around to hear me bitch and moan about shit that I can't change.
Fuck that. We can all change it. However, it's going to require us to do something that we don't normally do, which is work together.
Facts.
Usually we work real hard against each other. That's what capitalism's about. You know? You build your empire on the backs and sweat of other people that you've stepped on the way up. That's how it's supposed to be done, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Have a good night.
All right. Have a good night. Take care.